Okay guys, we're back inside of Helldivers 2 and we have some ginormous news with regards to the patch coming up that could potentially be tomorrow. I'm really intrigued as to where this one is going and what's going to happen with it, so we're going to talk about it today, as well as some talks about the Airburst rocket launcher, which right now is absolutely knackered, and finally somebody encountered it. You'll understand what I mean when we get there. Nonetheless, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. And on top of it, make sure you check out our sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platform for all of your favorite games for Steam, Origin, Battle.net, Uplay, and indie games, up to 70% off. These are completely digital games and they have instant delivery 24/7. It's completely safe and legal as they bulk purchase from the developers and sell to you guys at a cheaper price. So why even mess around with it? Head down to the description right now and check out Instant Gaming for some cheaper games. Let's dive on in to the video at hand. So this one is going to be mainly going over some of the stuff that Spitz has put inside of the main Helldiver Discord. This one is a big one because he's actually spoke about quite a lot and he's obviously allowed to, but there are exact numbers of things that are being changed and what's being buffed. This is absolutely huge because a main statement was actually made in there from Spitz stating most of the 24 things being changed are being buffed. There's like maybe 2 I'd consider a nerf, and most of the nerfs are just to reduce the maximum mags carried. So what we do know is that these are not going to be a negative effect. We're seeing a lot of buffs that are coming into play, and the negatives that we've got from it are mainly the mags carried, which realistically, it depending on what weapons they are, may hit us quite hard, but could also not hit us as hard as you think. If they start affecting the breaker, that thing runs through ammo quicker than absolutely anything I've ever used in my life, so I'll be a little bit confused if the breaker incendiary gets a hit on mag size, but nonetheless, we're expecting nothing but buffs from this, which is completely and utterly positive. So let's take a look at what else he's managed to say in here, because somebody put, how big is the next patch? Is it just fixes or content as well? And this one was a solid question, but he put, it's a monthly build update, so fairly large. It'll be adding the new Warbond items as well, though they won't be accessible until weeks later. Now, why is this a key feature and why is this such a big thing? Well, for those of you guys who quite enjoyed the leaks and the leakers out there, for those of you guys who didn't watch earlier video, we did a massive thing with iron sights over there, so make sure you go and check that out, link in the top annotation, or you'll find it as the latest video on the channel. But nonetheless, for those of you guys who like the leaks, like the early access points to seeing things and how things play, the Warbond is going to be added into the game in this next big monthly build update. Therefore, people are going to have access to these, and we're going to have a lot more data to be able to be shared with regards to it. So we should know exactly what's going to be in the next Warbond come this next big patch update. So the leakers are going to be on hand waiting for that patch to drop, and the major update comes in, they're going to be diving in full told to get that information out, at which point you guys know full well that we are going to have it covered here on the channel. So you need to make sure that you subscribe with post notifications turned on, because you do not want to miss what we've got coming for you guys with regards to that one. The weapons are going to be a key feature for me at this moment in time, until they start allowing some sort of like shader variant for armors, or have actually do something a little bit different with them and stick some more coloration and availability into the armor sets. I'm not going to get too gassed about it, but we'll obviously still announce it here. But the weapons are going to be a massive thing, mainly because every weapon is a side step and they're not like a big upgrade, a big downgrade or anything like that. A lot of them are all good in certain situations. So I'm intrigued as to know what situations they're actually accounting for with this next Warbond and what weapons they're going to bring to the table. Now, one thing that is affecting everybody right now is the Airburst rocket launcher. Why is it affecting everybody right now? Well, we've actually gained access to it now after we've completed Penta. It became available on our main stratagem protocols inside of the ship management system. So you can now go and purchase the Airburst rocket launcher, and it's actually active right now, which means that the next statement doesn't really make much sense to me, because this one is a baffling one to say the least. But it states right here, there is a build update planned for next week, but fair warning, I have no idea which patch the Airburst fix is packed into. I'm just assuming it's the same patch that is going to make it unlockable unlockable, because that'd make sense. Although there isn't a patch that's made it unlockable, because the moment we completed it inside of the main major order, it actually then became available. Now we've actually got 13.9 hours left on the major order at the point of recording, which is still a substantial amount of time, and we are finding that our route over there is looking quite slim. Menkent is not at a point that we're going to be able to take this stuff out, and neither is Short Bay, so we'll have to see how that one plays through and whether we manage to finish Chewy or not. But nonetheless, the main pack point for the Airburst is going to be fixed in the next big major build test. Now, why is this a weird one? Because we've got access to it now, and that makes no sense as to why we've been allowed access to it when it looks like this. This is the proximity fuse of the RL-77 Airburst rocket launcher, and this is what it is exactly like. Now, these things go off like ridiculously if you're going for the main supply pieces that you can see right here, where you get your resupplies, or even if it's near a sample or something like that, it will automatically trigger. And the range of this is pretty broad, meaning that the proximity on this is so vast that you are triggering off at no end. It's absolutely ridiculous. So this does need fixing as soon as possible, because the proximity of it is ridiculous, and the video says it all. But there's a massive shout out to Alfado Jackie, who posted this one up, and it was a really good watch. The Reddit post managed to get 6.7 thousand upvotes, and it's definitely something you guys need to look into. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, we are going to be giving away a copy of Helldivers 2, and don't panic if you've already got the game. We're going to be giving away the money equivalent in super credits, so if you want to get your hands on that, it is extremely simple. All you have to do is head down into the comment section and put an Earth emoji in there. We'll get some love going for Super Earth, and we're going to start getting you guys with some freaky damn emojis coming up very soon, so make sure you stay tuned to it. But nonetheless, we'll announce the winner next weekend on the community page here on the channel and over on the giveaway announcements on the Discord. We've just given away the 100k special, and thank you so much for everything you guys have done. We're nearly at 110k already at the point of recording, so thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate you guys so damn much. Nonetheless, let's dive on into the rest of the video. Now, with every patch update, we have to take it with a pinch of salt, and nonetheless, with 24 things being changed, and obviously Spitz saying that for the most part they are all buffs, we are going to play a little game, because I don't know if their buffs are the same as our buffs. So somebody has put, very hyped for the patch, said to be tweaking 24 weapons and stratagems. I made a bingo card in preparation, and this is the Nerf bingo card. This thing looks hilarious, and we are going to be playing it with this next patch update, which hopefully does come tomorrow, because that's when the major order finishes and quote-unquote the main Airburst weapon gets unlocked. So that's why we think that it could come tomorrow, although Tuesday is the likely candidate, as it's normally patch day. But this one is an hilarious one, as we'd love to finish these videos on some interesting stories or rants coming from you guys in the community. This one right here is finally encountered it. It states, by it I mean an absolute sea of a player. Fought tooth and nail through a difficulty 8 mission, got to the extract while all 4 of us were fighting off an ungodly amount of bugs, had loads of samples, Pelican arrives, and blam, you've been kicked. What the actual F? Genuinely feel disheartened from this. 40 minutes wasted, no XP, no samples, no medals. If you do this to people, I hope you step on Lego. Now, this is absolutely huge, and I absolutely hate this. And I think that Arrowhead need to really utilize something so that you can't kick people within the certain amount of time at the end of a mission, or even if it's a basis of you not being able to kick somebody once you get to the main Pelican site. I know it's going to drag people forward and so on and so forth, but I think this is just going to become a bit of a problem. I think that mainly you probably shouldn't be able to kick people from missions overall. You go in with the squad you go in with, and if you ask for an SOS, you get who it is that you get, because this kicking mentality now is getting a little bit silly. It's way beyond where we actually needed it to go, and for me personally, I just don't agree with the overall aspect of it. 40 minutes of somebody's time wasted with no rewards? Nah. It doesn't sit well with me. Nonetheless, that's unfortunately all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe. I appreciate all of your faces, guys, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.